Hi, it's Eileen. I wanted to share with you how you can conduct an engaging guided reading group using my guided reading passages packs. So first of all, each student has their own reading folder. You can either actually use these 3-prong folders or you can just staple this to the front, but I like using the folders because it's a way to keep all their passages nice and safe, and they can always grab it and go. So within the folder you have their actual copy of the reading passage, so each student has their own. And then you will be looking at your lesson plan that I do for each passage. It includes before reading, during reading, and after reading. And you also will have a running record that I'll show you for the end. So basically you're going to start with going right through this. So the title of our story is Fishing in Spring. It's all about a boy who's going fishing on a spring day. So most lines that we're going to be reading today are going to be following the same pattern. We will watch out for the last word on each line changing to match the picture that changes. So let's take a look at this first line. I see a picture of a hat on this first line here. So let's see if that last word makes sense. I'm going to grab my little tool. So this helps readers who need just another way to practice sounds if they can't quite figure it out on their own. So we're going to do hat. The word is hat. Okay, does hat match the picture? It does, so that must be what that word is. So now we're going to move down to the sight words section, and this again, sight words and vocabulary focus is totally up to you. If you think your group needs a lot of help with it, or if you think, okay, they're good, we can move on, that's totally fine. But so we're going to start with the sight words. So I would give them their prepared letters, because when you give them all of them, a lot of times that's so overwhelming, especially for struggling readers, to go through and try to find the letters. So you're going to say, okay, today we're going to focus on the word it. Get your letters out to make the word it. So they're going to actually make the word it. And now, readers, we're going to look for that word in the story. So each time they find it, they're going to point and just read it. It. All right, readers, let's make the word is next. So they're going to go back to their container and make the word is. Is. And last but not least, I want us to make the word a. Okay, here's a. A. Okay, readers, can you find the word is? They're going to find it somewhere in their text. Okay, now let's find the word a. Again, point to it somewhere in their text. And last one, it. So you're just reviewing them briefly. You want them to go over those words. Okay, and let's try one more with our chick. Can you try reading this word? Rod. The word is rod. Okay, you might have thought this was a pole, which it is a pole, but another word for that is rod. So when you read this word, make sure the beginning sound makes sense. Rod. What other pictures do you see? I see a picture of a worm, I see a picture of a boat, and a picture of a fish. Okay, readers, today we're going to read to find out about the boy going fishing. Today we are going to make sure that we are using the pictures to help us figure out difficult words. We're also looking for those sight words that we practice. What words did we practice? It, is, and a. Okay, so remember, those ones you don't need to sound out. Okay, so now you're going to move on to the during reading section. Okay, readers, I want everyone to begin reading. So everyone now has their passage that they're going through and reading, and then I provide prompts based on the ability level of those readers, so these change based on the level of the passage. Okay, so you're going to have a kid who may be struggling with the pole again, so you might say, okay, well, it's not pole, what could it be? What's the beginning sound there? So you're going to have them go back through, maybe pick up their chick again, rod, so they're focusing on the beginning sound. All right, so then once they read through it, if you have some kids that read it faster, they can just go back and read again and focus on the different things so that they'll be ready for the comprehension. So now you're ready for the after part of the text, and you're going to ask, as the group, you know, what was this story about? What are some things that the boy has when he goes fishing? And they're going to be looking back in this text. Remember, this isn't, you remind me, you know, this isn't about yourself. This is about this story. So they're really looking in the text for the answers. Then after you've discussed it, they will go and answer the questions that are listed here. And this level A one includes a spot for 2 answers and then a picture that they're going to be drawing. So these answers are going to change based on what the student has read, because they're not only 2 things that are seen in the story. So it offers some variety for their answers. And then the last step after they've done all that and discussed their responses is to go back, if they have time, and they're actually going to be circling the word it, highlighting the word is, and underlining the word a. And I always like to throw in some fun pointers to help them get engaged while they're reading. So then the last step for you would be the following day, you're going to have one student, while everyone's rereading for a minute or two, come up and they're going to actually just read the story for you again, and you're going to go through and mark their errors or corrections. So at this level, since there are only a few words, you can still do check marks, but you don't have to. And then you're going to mark down how many errors they made and then any observations that you had. So like for this one, again, they made the mistake with pull, so you want them really to focus on beginning sounds and not just the picture for clues. So then you mark how they did, and you know if they're ready then to move on to the next level or not, and you can always have them do multiple passages until you get them going to the next level. So that, in a nutshell, is how you can use my guided reading packs. Thanks!